Kumusta? Mabuhay!
I'm Butag. I'm Wade.
And I am Learni, a Filipino wife.
Obviously, I'm an American husband.
We decided to talk about my first time in the USA and the process, how I came here in the US.
Well, first, yes.
Yeah, we'll dig from the very start.
Well, not from the very start, but we will dig. We spent quite a bit of time together in Cebu. Learni is from Mindanao. We did travel from Cebu to Mindanao, to where her family lives, to talk to them about the fact that we had decided to get married.
Ask for my hands from my parents.
I actually did that and was denied, but I married her anyway.
We were at Cebu and then we decided to go to Mindanao. And then from Mindanao, that's in Butuan Airport, going to San Francisco, was a long ride, bus ride for probably about 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then from San Francisco, going to my place in Surigao was another about 2 hours, right?
Yeah, and what complicated things a whole lot was I got sick.
Yeah, you got sick.
I got really sick. And I don't know if I had drank some bad water but I caught some kind of a intestinal bug, and it was I didn't feel well. So I wasn't at my best when I met Learni's family.
We talk about the process of how you can take me here in the US.
Yes, and we had pretty much already decided. So we had the forms, and so we filled them out in Cebu.
You took the form with you when you visited me in the Philippines. Yes. So we filled in the forms, so it was all ready to file.
And what we did is we filed for a fiance visa.
Yeah, the K1.
And as soon as I got back from being in the Philippines with Learni, I filed them, and it was in the beginning of October.
Yeah.
And
October. And it was...
very beginning of October.
Approved?
It was approved in...
December,
yeah.
So...
Near the end of December, we got our approval, but then it took until beginning of March.
Yeah, but the case when it was approved here in the US was December.
Right.
And it was forwarded, our case was forwarded in the Philippines by the middle of December.
Yes.
And
then you had to go to
I had
a couple trips to Manila.
Yeah, so I had to do these processes when I received an email that our case was already forwarded to the US Embassy in Manila. Mm-hmm. I had to do a medical exam.
Yep.
Was it the first one?
You had to do an interview.
An
and then a medical exam. 2-day medical exam.
Which comes first, the medical exam or the interview?
I can't remember which one was first.
No, I remember now. It was the medical exam because you could not proceed to the interview without being cleared. So what I did was, as soon as I received the email from the U.S. Embassy, I had to make an appointment. Every appointment has to be done online. So I went to Butuan I don't know what's the name of the bank, but they process those kinds of appointments. You have to pay in the bank the medical expenses first. Yeah, you've got to pay it there, and then you make an appointment online with St. Luke's is the sole hospital in the Philippines that conducts medical exams for those who wanted to go abroad. So that's it. I made an appointment. It should actually been faster, but I had to consider also my job because I was teaching back then in the Philippines, so I could not really make appointments during school days. So I had to file a leave of absence first in my job before I could make an appointment. So that's what I did. When I had an appointment, I had to go to Manila and stay there for, was it 2 days?
The medical exam took 2 days. So
oh my God, 2 days.
We flew you to Manila, got you a hotel very near St. Luke's. And you went one day and they just poked you all over. You had you had the things on both arms. And then you went back the next day. I don't know what all that was.
So when the medical was cleared, I was okay. No, nothing bad inside my... So I had to make another appointment for the interview. But
the you couldn't do it at the same time, so you had to fly back home, and then we had to fly you back to Manila another time for the interview.
Yeah.
And after the interview, the thing about it was, okay, so what you got to understand about my wife, she's uber organized. I mean, she is. She's very organized. Don't listen, she's very organized. She had a whole book.
I had to be because I forget a lot of things.
Well, I have to introduce myself to her each morning so she knows who I am. But beyond that memory problem, she keeps everything. I mean, she has everything organized. So she had this book she had made.
Yeah.
She had everything. She goes in for the interview. They never even looked at it. They never looked at any of that stuff. I think you were there, 15 minutes?
No. Less than, I guess, just 10. The interview actually was just 10 minutes.
And it
just what I remember, there were like 3 questions, but what I remember really was the first question, which was, so which state are you going to in the U.S.? And I said, Texas. So he said, oh, welcome to the very beautiful state of Texas. I said, oh, well, thank you so much. That was it. I passed the interview. So quick.
You gotta understand, she was almost a little disappointed she didn't get to use her book of all things and pictures of all the things we'd done together and all the different stuff that was so organized.
Yeah, so it was so quick, and then you decided to book me a ticket?
Yep. We talked about it, and we decided that instead of me flying back over and coming back, because I was working, I just sent her a ticket, or booked her a ticket that she could pick up at the airport, and
I traveled alone by myself.
She traveled on her own.
It was only February, but I was already rehearsing for graduation songs for my graduating class because they need to.
Right.
It would be easier for me to leave them if everything was already okay, everything was smoothly done, they're ready, and they just had to receive their diploma. So what I did was I had a physical appearance to the division office to talk with the superintendent and submitted all the papers I needed for resignation. I resigned from my job to come here in the US. So then, when I had the ticket, I went through
You had to go to Cebu to do a exit interview.
Yeah. My flight was, I don't know. Oh, it's during my birthday. Yeah. How can I forget
I was say, how did you forget that?
Yeah. So my CFO interview was also an appointment. Was March 8th. Then my flight was March 9th. So I stayed in Cebu for just one night. Yeah. Just March 8th night. I had my CFO. I passed it. I got the stamp on my passport. Because you need to have that stamp of the CFO to be able to exit the country. So that's what I did. Just one night in Cebu, and then the next day.
And because of the timeline,
I came to the US.
Learni had a 36-hour birthday. Because she left there. It was her birthday. She got here. It was the morning of her birthday again.
Yeah. I landed in Dallas airport. It was pretty exciting. It was an adventure. I got 3 luggages, big ones.
Big ones.
Very first time to be out of the country, and it was so exciting. Yeah.
Well, it was. It was exciting for me when she got here. And I had made her a birthday cake. And
yeah.
It was her birthday. And what we'll do is...
It was still cold during that time.
Yeah, it was pretty chilly, early March. In
early
Dallas,
March.
You never know. It can be 80 or it can be a snowstorm.
They have a bipolar weather here in Texas, by the way.
So, and maybe perhaps on another video, we can talk about your adjustment to being in the U.S.
Yeah.
If y'all are be interested in that, write a comment. Send us a comment saying, you'd like to know about her adjustment to being here, the difference in the cultures, and we'll be happy to talk about it.
Yeah, so this Filipina, a Bisaya Filipina from Mindanao became
a permanent U.S. citizen.
Yeah, I'm not illegal.
She's legal.
So that's all, guys.
That's all,
That
guys.
was my journey for coming
it.
here in the USA.
That's how it works.
It was like
I said, if you'd like to know about what it was like for her to transition here, please leave us a comment. Let us know. We'll be happy to talk about it. or any other subject you're interested in. In the meantime, please give us a thumbs up and please subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. We'd love to talk to you some more.
Bye, guys.
Bye.